The US will run out of avocados in 3 weeks if Trump closes the Mexico border. Well, fuck man, I guess we're just going to have to declare a national emergency. And of course, this story is in the Guardian. No, I'll try. I will try and read this with absolute seriousness. I promise. President says there is a good likelihood he will close the border this week if Mexico does not stop immigrants from reaching the US. US consumers would run out of avocados. Like, I love how in the first sentence, I'm sorry, literally said I'd try and do it seriously and started laughing in the first fucking paragraph, right? Literally brings up the migrant crisis that's happening at the Mexico border. Thousands and thousands of people are coming from South America into the USA illegally, and the Guardian even acknowledges it, touches on it, and then goes, "But what about my avocados?" Fucking Jesus Christ! It's like they're trying to be the fucking liberal meme. US consumers would run out of avocados in 3 weeks if Donald Trump makes good on his threat to close down the US-Mexico border. Trump said on Friday there is a very good likelihood he would close the border this week if Mexico did not stop immigrants from reaching the United States. But a complete shutdown would disrupt millions of legal border crossings in addition to asylum seekers, as well as billions of dollars in trade, about 137 billion of which is in food imports. I think legitimate imports are exempt. I'm not sure. Plus there's people going through the legal channels and all that as well. I'm pretty sure imports are exempt from that, but I would need to double check that. From the avocados on avocado toast to the limes and tequila and margaritas, the US is heavily reliant on Mexican imports of fruit, vegetables, and alcohol to meet consumer demand. Right. So, right, see if it was, the staples, the very basic things like carrots, potatoes, and tomatoes and all that type of stuff, the basic vegetables that every household requires, then I would have an understanding. No, all homes should be able to provide themselves with healthy vegetables as part of a balanced diet. But in this, like, from the avocado toast and the limes and tequilas and margaritas, like, I mean, I'm seeing it from the perspective of, poor families getting a proper diet. That first sentence just reeks of fucking elitism. Like, what about poor families getting fed? And fuck that. What about my margaritas? I mean, fuck yourself, you posh cunt. Fuck's sake. Nearly half of all imported US vegetables and 40% of imported fruit are grown in Mexico, according to the latest data from the United States Department of Agriculture. Avocados would run out in 3 weeks if imports from Mexico were stopped. Then eat something else. Avocados aren't like some sort of life-giving food where it's a case of if you don't have avocados, you pass away and suffer horrible detriments to your health. I mean, I've never eaten an avocado in my life. Never eaten an avocado in my life, and I'm fine. I'm not the healthiest. I'm not the healthiest chap, but I'm fine. I'm alive. Right? I'm pretty sure that you will survive if you don't have any avocados to eat. There are literally thousands of different types of vegetables to choose from. You are spoiled for choice. I think it's because avocados are a fucking status symbol at this point, aren't they? Said Steve Barnard, President and Chief Executive of Mission Produce, the largest distributor and grower of avocados in the world. You couldn't pick a worse time of year because Mexico supplies virtually 100% of the avocados in the US right now. My God, the crisis. The crisis. We should bring in the fucking National Guard to go and pick them. California is just starting and they have a very small crop. But they're not relevant right now and won't be for another month or so. You're right, California isn't relevant. Monica Ganley, principal at Cortera, a consultancy specialising in Latin American agricultural issues and trade, said that a border closure would inevitably hit consumers. I'm still laughing at the fact this is an issue. Then, oh, we're going to get all of these quotes and like all these fucking vox pops for all of these huge people in the avocado trade. And oh man, like this person really, like whoever wrote this article, they really did their fucking research and homework into fucking avocados. Oh, they look like fucking testicles. They don't even look nice. What does an avocado even taste like? They don't even look nice. We're absolutely going to see higher prices. Oh shit. We're going to start getting all the avocado doomsdayers buying up all the avocados and storing them in their underground bunkers. That's what we're going to see here. We're going to see people literally tearing each other limb from limb at Whole Foods. It's going to be like Black Friday, but bloodier. People are going to be killed. Lives are going to be lost. Fucking avocados, man. Oh. This is a very real and very relevant concern for American consumers. I am very sure a lot of them are losing a lot of sleep. They're just tossing and turning in cold sweats at night in their bed, thinking about them not being able to have avocado toast for their breakfast tomorrow morning. But then how will I brag to my friends? Have fucking cornflakes, you fucking posh cunt. The US and Mexico trade is about 1.7 billion in goods daily. And a lot of illegal immigrants, according to the US Chamber of Commerce, which said closing the border would be an unmitigated economic debacle that would threaten 5 million American jobs. The effects of a shutdown would run both ways. Mexico is the largest importer of US exports of refined fuels like diesel and gasoline, some of which move by rail. It is unclear if rail terminals would be affected by closures. This is the thing is, I would need to confirm this, but I think a closure at the border, imports are exempt. So I think this entire article might be irrelevant. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. It is something I would need to look into. As changing palettes have increased, you fucking elitist cunt. Fuck off this. Like, has anybody ever seen that episode of South Park where there's people literally sniffing their own farts? One of them even farts into a wine glass and they're like, oh, that bouquet. That is what this article looks like to me. Oh my god, as changing palates have increased demand for fresh produce and a greater variety of it, the United States has increasingly come to depend on Mexico to meet that need. Right. See, as long as your country has the food required for a balanced diet, that's fine. Everything else on top of that is a luxury. You're complaining about not getting a luxury. You're literally having a little hissy fit and wrote an article about not getting what I would deem to be a luxury food. That's the way I see it, because people consume avocados as a status symbol. Like, see bananas, you can literally get bananas now for 20 pence. See back, I think it was it the 20s? Was it the 20s? Like, people used to, like, eat bananas as a status symbol because it was so hard to get them and the import was fucking massive. You know, they had to get shipped in from abroad, and basically fruits and vegetables that were shipped in from abroad, rich people were the only people that could get them, and they would eat them in public and eat them at parties or have them as the centrepiece of the table. People used to buy a pineapple not to eat it. They would refuse to eat it. They would buy a pineapple to have it sitting in the middle of a table as a centrepiece, to basically say to all the guests, yeah, fuck you, you fucking peasants, look what I can afford. A fucking pineapple. A fucking pineapple, but you broke motherfuckers, look at my fucking pineapple. This is how we roll up here in Playersville. That's what avocados are now. That's what you're doing now. See what the fucking capitalists back in the 1920s used to do? That is what you're doing now with fucking avocados. Avocados aren't even expensive. We get them over here, and nobody buys them because they're shit. Imports have nearly tripled since 1999. In that period, Mexico has gone from supplying less than a third of imported produce to 44% today. In addition to avocados, the majority of imported tomatoes, cucumbers, blackberries and raspberries come from Mexico. While there are other producers of these goods globally, opening those trade channels would take time, said Ganley. Like, okay, you're not going to get avocados. Eat something else. There's literally thousands and thousands of fruits and vegetables that you can choose from. Many grown in America itself. You know, you're not going to become anemic or, you know, get gout or anything like that overnight. Although, in fact, you're that much of an elitist, you might get gout. But, like, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Go down to the supermarket and get a little cucumber. Or a tomato. Or green beans. I love green beans. It's one of the few vegetables I actually eat. I could eat mountains of green beans and they're good for you. Right? So you might not be able to get your avocados. Well, I think the crisis at the border is a little bit more important than you posting a picture of your breakfast on Instagram to score internet points. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.